walking forward. White flag is raised. They're off in the bar1racing.com Hatton's Grace Hurdle of €125,000, the grade 1 over 2.5 miles and 9 flights, and Kilalta Vic is over the first in the lead, followed by Apple's Jade, your winner for the last 3 years, who's being followed by Bacardi's on the inside of Honeysuckle, David's Charm, and held up in these early stages Penn Hill, dual grade 1 winner at Cheltenham, and making his season reappearance. As Kilalta Vic and Apple's Jade come on now to this next flight, followed by Honeysuckle, light blue colours on the outside of Bacardi's, David's Charm and Penn Hill as they come across to the straight for the first time, and it's Kilalta Vic the leader, Brian Hayes, less than 2 lengths in front of Apple's Jade, Jack Kennedy in second, and another 2 lengths back to in third Honeysuckle and Rachel Blackmore, followed on straightening up by Bacardi's and Paul Townend. Apple's Jade's Conqueror in the Liz Mullen Hurdle at Navan. Bacardi's is 2 behind, David's Charm, Philip Enright, and Penn Hill, Danny Mullins. Over this next flight, the first of 2 in the straight, Kilalta Vic was cumbersome, but emerged with the lead. Racing out of the flight, that'll be the last next time. Apple's Jade second, then Honeysuckle. The unbeaten Honeysuckle in her moment of truth as they jumped this flight, and Kilalta Vic let fly at that one. Leads 2.5 lengths, Apple's Jade, Honeysuckle, Bacardi's, Penn Hill relegates to the back of the field, David's Charm. But only over 5 lengths covering them first to last, with the circuit to go on the bar1racing.com Hatton's Grace Hurdle. 6 flights left to jump as they make the run uphill to the 2 past the stands. Kilalta Vic the leader by 2 lengths to Apple's Jade, who's followed closely in third by Honeysuckle, and then Bacardi's, Penn Hill, and David's Charm. On now to the first of the 2 uphill flights along the side of the track, which will bring them to the halfway stage. Kilalta Vic over from Apple's Jade, Honeysuckle, and then stable companions Penn Hill, Bacardi's, and David's Charm last of the 6. Continuing right uphill along the side of the track to the halfway stage in their next flight. Kilalta Vic over in front from Apple's Jade. Third on the outside is Honeysuckle, and then Penn Hill, Bacardi's, and David's Charm as they make the run to the highest point of the track, and a significant run now before they'll reach the next flight, as the one which is usually a mile from the finish, the 5th last, is being omitted. Kilalta Vic yet to be headed 2 in front of Apple's Jade. Third is Honeysuckle. Penn Hill has just moved forth on the inside of Bacardi's with the back marker David's Charm. Continuing downhill towards the final mile in the bar1racing.com Hatton's Grace Hurdle. And it's Kilalta Vic, Brian Hayes in front. Been there throughout. Apple's Jade, Jack Kennedy second. Third, Honeysuckle, Rachel Blackmore. And then comes Bacardi's and Paul Townend. Penn Hill on the inside, Danny Mullins back markers, David's Charm and Philip Enright. They return to the point in which they started with 7 furlongs to go and 4 flights to jump. Kilalta Vic the leader from Apple's Jade, Honeysuckle on the outside. And then little to choose between Bacardi's and Penn Hill for the 4th. And last is David's Charm as they face up to the first of the 2 flights before the straight. They've 3/4 of a mile to go and 4 to jump. Kilalta Vic over in front. Another slight mistake, and Apple's Jade looms up to dispute the lead on the run to the 3rd last flight. On their heels in third is Honeysuckle, then Bacardi's, Penn Hill, and a couple of lengths back to David's Charm as they pass the 5. They're on their way to the 3rd last flight on the approach to the straight, and it's Apple's Jade gone up in between horses to join issue with Kilalta Vic. Honeysuckle right with them on the outside, and then comes Bacardi's with in 5th place and just nudged along Penn Hill, and at the back is David's Charm. They've under half a mile to go. 2 flights left to jump as they approach the straight. Apple's Jade and Honeysuckle, the 2 mares, come to the front. Gone on a couple of lengths clear from Bacardi's. In 4th place is Penn Hill as they're in line for the final 2 flights, and Honeysuckle has gone to the front from Bacardi's on the outside of Apple's Jade, who's dropped off them. Coming down towards the 2nd last It's Honeysuckle, the leader from Bacardi's in the middle of the track as they race between the final two and the Hatton's Grace. And Honeysuckle is lengthening away from the field. In second place is Bacardi's Apples Jade, back in third at the final flight. Honeysuckle over, flicks her way through it inside the final 150 yards. This is a special mare, and it's a Hatton's full of grace as Honeysuckle and Rachel Blackmore are impressive winners of the bar1racing.com Hatton's Grace Hurdle. Second is Bacardi's, and third is Apples Jade, and a bit of a break to the other three.